Hello! Guess what? God had me fired. I know I'm giving all the things at the beginning, but I have to tell you guys, it's something very unexpected. I told you all about what's going on at work and all the difficulties I've had. Well, so what happened at work was, I'm not going to give you all the boring things, but just I went to work every day with stress, anxiety, fear of how my employer would act toward me. Like if he would be happy, if he would be or like super strict and super like harsh toward me, like very super high and very super low, and I was like in the middle. So this day he didn't show up at work until later. So I decided, hey, he taught me how to make pizza. I guess I'm gonna have to make pizza by myself. And I kept praying to Jesus that, Lord, help me and protect me from burning myself, because I've never worked with the bakery oven before, and like sliding the pizza by myself. Lord, please help me and protect me from making mistakes. Lord, thank you for helping me make, the bright pizza, and like, things like this. Like, just help me. Like, each step of the way, he was there, like, and that's amazing to realize. And I was making pizza, and I was like I was in tears at some point, because I could tell that everything was working out so well. Like, I was doing things I've never done before, and it worked, but not like out of coincidence and not because of my work. It worked because Jesus was there every steps of the way to help me. So I was in tears and in awe that I wasn't alone in this situation. And it's just another proof. I don't need proof at this point, but I just like to see my Father, and how he helps me. So yeah, that's what he did. Mind you, at this time, when my employer showed up, I was stressed. I was hot. I had like hot flashes, I was super hot because of the oven, and I was making the pizza. And so he arrived, and he was surprised, like pleasantly surprised that I was making them. So, that was okay. I'm like I've said, I'm not doing this for them. I'm doing all this work for the Lord. And so I wasn't like proud of myself. Yeah, I did it. No, I was just like, yeah, I did it because of the time, and like, this is what you're expecting of me, kind of. So anyway, at the end of my shift, out of nowhere, he became very harsh again in his words, very nervous, very not very angry, but very nervous and very aggressive, and telling me, you need to do everything that you've done, but so much faster, and blah blah blah, and like, you're too slow, and I'm like sweating because and like so tired, and because of all of this work and like physical work, and I had like a lot of tension in the back of my neck, and I started to have a headache, and I was like, okay, fine. Like, oh, I don't know how I can do that. Like, I was telling him, I don't know how I can go any faster. I mean, you didn't even expect me to make pizza, and then now I'm making them. And so, but I'm like so confused, like, okay, that's fine. So tired. So I left, I went home, and then I kept telling God, if this is what they expect me to do, all of this faster, I can't. Like, I'm just not the right fit, right? I keep talking to God, and I tell him, if this is what they want me to do, everything that I do, and I give my 100% best, even more, because it's a new skill. I'm exhausted. I'm home. I take a shower. I take care of my babies. We eat and stuff. And I go to bed, take a rest. You know, I'm like, okay, all right, let's try to take a nap. And for this one time only, I leave my phone downstairs charging while I go upstairs, take a nap. I never do that. Usually I take my phone with me just in case, but this time, no. And I tell my children, go play outside. So they're outside playing in the snow and everything is good. And I hear the doorbell ringing. I'm in my bed. I put my earplugs on. My children are outside playing in our garden with the snow. We have like this, this times 2 or 3 height of snow. So I said, all right, leave me alone for like half an hour, 1 hour. I'm tired. And then I hear the doorbell ring. And I'm like, oh, why are they playing with the doorbell? I hear it. I'm not asleep yet. I hear it and I think to myself, that's really annoying. Usually I would have just stormed out of my bed and then scream like, stop! That's what I would do. I'm being real right here. And I don't do that. Something stops me in my bed, like, no, I'm just going to ignore it and see what happens, right? I'm just going to ignore it. And then someone knocked at the door and I'm like, really? That bad? Knock at the door, ring the doorbell. And I'm in my bed like, oh no. It's gonna have to stop because I'm not moving. I'm not going anywhere. So I do not move. I think I take maybe like a nap of like half an hour. And then my kids come back inside and I tell my daughter, hey, why did you let your brothers play with the doorbell? And she said, no, it wasn't them. I'm like, who was it? She's like, that was your employer. I'm like, what? What did he want? She's like, oh, I don't know. He just asked to see you. And I was like, all right, thank you, Jesus, for protecting me in my bed because I did not want to talk to him. And I did not want to deal with work things in my private home outside of work time. And that's very unprofessional. So I'm so glad Jesus saved me from that. And I look at my phone and here it was messages from him telling me, hey, can I come over? I need to talk to you. And I'm like, oh, what is going on? So I do not call him back because I actually don't want to talk to him. And I call my husband instead because we work for the same employer. So he says, yeah, they're not keeping you. And at this time, I'm like, oh, wow, really? He's like, yeah, for this and that and blah, blah. And I tell him, well, I've been talking to Jesus about it and he saved me from this job. I'm not the right fit, but he's got something else in store and I can't wait to see what it is. I'm realizing right now that because of this hard job that I've had, I've never been this close to Jesus. So I'm thankful for it. I'm so thankful for it because God found a way to be closer to me. I mean, he's always close to me, but I invited him into this work relationship that was really hard. I invited him and he was there all the way. All the way. So that's what's up for this week, guys. I mean, you can't get any better than that, right? I have a new series on as a short. So same, it's on YouTube, it's a short. It's called How Jesus Showed Up in My Life Today. And I'm going to go day after day and tell you how Jesus showed up in my life. So if you want to have a look, please do so. Like and subscribe. And I will see you next week. Goodbye.